Hey, everybody! Thanks for showing back up here at this old Texas guys, video reaction channel. I don't know why y'all keep coming, but I'll keep doing it as long as you do keep coming by here, and I appreciate it, man. Y'all just don't know how much I appreciate it. But we're over a year. I just got a text from one of the YouTube outfits saying that we just went over 2,700,000 views on the channel in 1 year. So I think that's pretty awesome, and it's all because of you guys, man. I'm just steering the ship, but y'all are what keeps me going and keeps me doing it. Because let's face it, man, if no one showed up, I wouldn't do it anymore. But that being said, we got Leanne B. This is her 5th of 5 that she's bought through Buy Me a Coffee. And this is another Cooper Allen, and it's Never Not Remember You, the official music video. So we've watched 4 Cooper Allen ones, right? And 2 of them were comedy, and then 2 of them were serious. So I'm not sure what this one's going to be like. But if I can find my cursor, there we go. Let's get into the intro and then right into the video, and I'll see y'all somewhere in the middle. Here we go, y'all.
Well, I know you're up in heaven, but damn, it hurts like hell. 'Cause I'd just be pretending if I said anything else. I know God don't make mistakes, but this sure feels like one. That won't change the facts, that won't bring you back. So I'll cry 'cause it's over, and smile because we had you. Packed a whole lot of living even though it ended all too soon. And in time I'll start healing, but even when I get that feeling, no matter where I go or what I do, I'll never not remember you. Thank God for all the memories and pictures on my phone. They don't fill the empty, but I feel less alone. And I know you're with the angels, right where you belong. 'Cause you were one to us, you left a legacy of love. So I'll cry 'cause it's over, and smile because we had you. Packed a whole lot of living even though it ended all too soon. And in time I'll start healing, but even when I get that feeling, no matter where I go or what I do, I'll never not remember you. You lighten up a whole room like that. You made us think, made us feel, made us all laugh. You always giving that shirt off your back. I miss you bad, I miss you bad. So I'll cry 'cause it's over, and smile because we had you. Packed a whole lot of living even though it ended all too soon. And in time I'll start healing, but even when I get that feeling, no matter where I go or what I do, I'll never not remember you. Oh, I promise you, I'll never not remember you.
Yeah, this man, So I'm gonna say this guy's got a future ahead of him. I think more stronger. That's poor grammar, but I think the stronger the internet gets, the more opportunities these good vocalists and good artists will have to get to the rest of us. And we won't have to worry about uh, record managers, and telling us what we need to be listening to instead of us wanting to listen to what we want to. And they won't be shutting doors for young men like this who just have the talent, but they don't know the right people maybe to get through that open door. So and I'm saying all this. He could very well have a record. I don't know anything about him, but there's so many that we watch on this channel here that don't have a presence, with a big music company, and they get their start on TikTok, or they get their start on one of the even on YouTube, and and then they get prominence through that. So I hope that Mr. Cooper gets a big break. I do, man. He's young and he's got his whole life ahead of him. Let's give him a hand out and a hand up and help these young guys. We're not going to be around forever, but these guys are going to be here long after we're gone. And yeah, I think we should help them. So I'm doing my little part, as little as it is. You guys know from now on that on all in my description block for everything, I will have the original video here that doesn't have this old guy on it. It's just the video uninterrupted. If y'all ever choose to do that, and I think when you do that, it helps their channel as well because it drives people to that website. I'm just guessing here, but so now it says we're going to listen to something about him, I guess, since the music video is over. I think it's an interview. I can't remember what it said at the beginning of this. Yeah, and I want to say one thing about the words to that song too, man. It I have to watch myself because it makes me emotional to listen to music songs like that because I'm one of those guys that have a tendency to relate to music maybe more intimately than I should. Like, I'm listening to him sing that song and I'm thinking about my parents who passed away. And I know that's what music is meant to do. It's meant to make you feel a certain way. But that's okay if I'm just driving in my old truck. I can just, who cares? No one can no one can see me tear up. But I just don't like to do it in public, and y'all know that already. And it's just who I am, man. I can't change who I am. Y'all are here because of who I am, so you don't want me to change. But it was a good written record, and it apparently was written by Cooper Allen. So here we go.
So Never Not Remember You came about. We were in a writing session, and one of my co-writers brought up the fact that she had lost those 5 friends in the past 5 years, and that kind of put us into this lengthy discussion about love and loss. And unfortunately, loss is something that we all go through at some point in our lives. We all experience that, and even though everybody's situation, everybody's pain is different, that process of grief is something that's truly universal. You have the moments at the beginning where it hurts like hell, and you don't really know how you're going to make it to the next day and how you're going to move on from it. And then, you start to feel a little bit better, and then you feel guilty because you feel better. But as time goes on, you learn to take a more happy approach of cherishing those moments that you had with that person and remembering that person in a positive light. And then, it never really gets okay. You never get used to that pain, used to that grief, but you at least learn how to put one foot in front of the other and deal with it. I wrote the song with Victoria Shaw and Seth Mosley, two incredible writers and producers that I've written a lot of my songs with. And, once we kind of realized where we were going with it, and the fact that this song maybe had the opportunity to help some people that had gone through bad times and gone through loss, it became pretty easy after that to write the rest of the song, and the words just kind of spilled out just because we were being raw and we were being true. One of my favorite lines, I think every line in that song is so special and has its own, unique purpose. But that opening line, the importance of an opening line is so huge in a song. And we just wanted to really try to encompass that feeling when you're at the bottom of that loss, when you're feeling that raw pain. And, I know you're up in heaven, but damn, it hurts like hell. Who doesn't feel like that when you're going through something like that? And that kind of set the tone really for the rest of the song. We kind of talked about possibilities because we knew after we finished the song it was going to be pretty special. So we instantly thought, let's do a video for it. And, we could go big and do this big, huge production of a music video, or we could, do something that, in our opinion, kind of matched the song a little bit more. So we tried to keep it super raw, super real, almost more of a performance video than this big production music video. So we chose a church with a beautiful sanctuary that meant a lot to one of my co-writers, and we just went in there and just kind of sang the song and kind of explored that loss and that grief and overcoming it and remembering the good things about what you've lost. So this whole song and the video, the song probably has the least amount of instruments in it of pretty much any song I put out. It's pretty bare bones production of just the keys and the vocals and the strings. And the video, Victoria directed it, and she had this vision of what the video is supposed to be like. And we probably spent the least amount on this video by so much that we've ever spent on a video. And Ray was working the camera by himself, Victoria directing. We didn't have lighting guys. We just had lighting coming through the sanctuary, natural God's lighting, I guess you could say. And, we wanted to keep it organic and we wanted to keep it raw. And I think it goes to show that when you are being authentic like that, it just doesn't really matter. The bells and whistles of a song, of production, of a video, they just don't matter. So how I usually release music is, I'll tease demos to fans of songs that I like, that I feel good about, that, can maybe do well. But I don't really release something or move forward with something unless fans respond to it really well. So when I teased this demo, it was just, a selfie video of me lip singing the first verse and chorus. I was absolutely blown away by the response and by, the millions of views that were going up so fast, and the tens of thousands of comments that were coming in, and thousands of people using the sound in their own videos and their own tributes to people they've lost. I've never really seen a response to one of my songs quite like that. So that social response has been everything. And, it just made me feel so good about this song and the fact that it could maybe help somebody get through something hard that they're going through. That means everything to me. Music is one of those things that can truly be healing. And I think that's exactly what this song is. Or what means so much to me with this whole thing is that they're using these words and this music to share their most personal stories and the stories of people that truly meant the world to them. And I see every one of them. I look through all of them. I have scrolled through like all 40,000 of those comments on that first tease video, just because, that's why I do this. And that's what brings me the most satisfaction as an artist and as a musician, is seeing stuff like that. So I can't say how much it means. So as a performer, there's such a high when you get on stage and when you're playing in front of a crowd. But kind of similarly and on that same level is the songwriting process and being a songwriter. And, you show up in a room every day, and you might, it might be with two people that you know really well. It might be with three people that you don't know or never met before. In this case, it was two people that I know really well. And, when you walk in there, nothing's been made, nothing's been created. There's no song. But you sit there and you start talking, and maybe somebody has an idea, maybe somebody has a melody, maybe somebody, has just something they want to talk about, or something that they know somebody that's been through something. But you start talking, and slowly a song starts coming together. And there's no better feeling than at the end of that session, you listen back to what you've created. And, you know, in this case, with this song, just this beautiful, beautiful song. It was so raw and so organic, and that, you know, could hopefully help some people. It's just such a high that I'll never get over. And that's why, you know, I think we have the best job in the world. And, you know, every day is just so amazing. And then you go out on the road, and people are singing these songs back to you, these songs that you created out of nothing. They're sitting in the crowd, and they bought a ticket to be there, and maybe they bought a T-shirt or whatever, but they're looking at you and they're singing those songs back, and they're having fun, or they're laughing, or they're crying. It's so amazing. And you kind of got to wake up every day and be really thankful that, you know, we were put in this position. And that day, you know, I walked into the room, and in my mind, you know, I kind of thought we were going to write something up-tempo and fun. You know, these are the same people that I wrote Can't Dance with, and, you know, New Normal and all that stuff. And that just wasn't in the room that day. You know, it was something different. It was something that we had never we've never dove into before. But I'm so glad we did.
Oh, man. Okay, man. You know, and my apologies if I was smacking in y'all's ear. I wasn't even paying attention. I was listening to Cooper, but I moved the microphone, I think, a little too late. So apologies. I'll try to keep that in the back of my mind. All right, y'all. That was a great interview, and gives you a little insight too on the songwriting, you know, protocol, I guess, or what they do to write these great songs. All right, y'all. It's a little bit long, so I'm gonna cut it short. And so, thanks for showing up, man, and thanks, Leanne to be. That's gonna do it for you, girl. Get back in line, please. Anyway, till I see y'all again, I'll catch you down the road. Bye, y'all.